Golfers always say you shouldn't leave your golf balls in the cold, don't keep them in the garage over winter, don't leave them in the car overnight, and definitely don't freeze them for 3 weeks. Because apparently cold temperatures can damage the core and cost you distance on the course. But I wanted to know, is that actually true? So I put a golf ball in my freezer for 3 weeks, and today I'm going to test it against an identical unfrozen golf ball on a TrackMan simulator to see if freezing actually kills distance. And if you've seen my videos before, you'll know what usually happens at the end. We're going to cut both of them open with my cutting tool Jeff to see if freezing has caused any permanent damage on the inside. I'm on a mission to find the perfect golf ball, not for pros, not for robots, but for the average golfer like you and me. I've reviewed and cut open over 300 golf balls, and the biggest lesson I've learned is this: the golf ball can help your game or quietly hurt it, depending on how well it matches what you actually need from the ball. So in today's video, here's what I've done. I've took 2 identical Amazon Core Soft golf balls. One of them stayed exactly as it was, room temperature, unused. The other one went into my freezer at around -18 Celsius for a full 3 weeks and froze into a block of ice. After smashing it out of the ice and letting it thaw back to room temperature, I took both golf balls to an indoor simulator at One Iron Golf in Milton Keynes, and I hit them under the exact same conditions, using a driver and a 7-iron. Same golfer, same launch monitor, same bad swing. The only difference, one of these golf balls had been frozen solid in a block of ice for 21 days. So after hitting a few golf balls with the driver, let's look at some of the results. So what I'd expect to see here is no difference. Both balls are the same, so there should be no real difference. But when we look at the averages, the unfrozen golf ball carried 236 yards and with a total of 275 yards. And the frozen golf ball, well, that carried just 221 yards and total 257 yards. That's nearly 15 yards of carry distance lost and almost 20 yards total from the exact same golf ball. Spin rate also jumped from around 1800 RPM to over 2100 RPM with the frozen version, which would explain the shorter distance and slightly less efficient flight. It was roughly the same swing speed, same ball model, but very different results. Moving into the 7-iron, the unfrozen ball averaged around 156 yards to carry. The frozen one dropped down to closer to 148 yards. Again, we're talking about nearly a full club of distance difference between the 2 balls. And these are 2 balls that are supposed to be identical. Spin rates were also slightly higher on the frozen ball, which is great for stopping power, but not so great if you're already struggling for distance. So it does seem that freezing the golf ball has changed how it behaves, even after being brought back to room temperature. But the big question for me is this just a launch and compression issue, or has freezing the golf ball actually caused some kind of permanent structural change? Because if it has, you might be unknowingly ruining your golf balls every winter just by storing them in a garage. Or alternatively, if you're using lake balls, whether the lake balls have been previously frozen could have a significant impact on your game. So as you know on this channel, there's only one way of finding out. We're going to cut both golf balls open and see exactly what's happening on the inside of the ball. So let's cut them open. Let's start with the unfrozen golf ball and see exactly what's on the inside of this ball. Right, here we go. So there we go. So as we would expect, and that's some of the permanent marker that's gone through there. But as we'd expect, it's a 2-piece golf ball. You can see the yellow outer layer and that kind of light blue inner core. So that is hopefully what we'll expect to see from the frozen golf ball, unless there's been some real water damage. So there we go. So yeah, let's get hold of the previously frozen golf ball, get hold of Jeff, and then we'll cut it open again in a similar place. Definitely feels a little bit harder to cut open. Here we go. Are we ready? Okay, so again, a bit of permanent marker that's come through there as well, but does it look like there's any obvious damage? So we're going to take a close-up look at the outer layer of this golf ball. So first of all, as we know, golf balls are watertight, but I can't see any internal damage on that golf ball. Certainly feels a little bit harder around this part here, but a little bit rubbery, a little bit more rubbery than the unfrozen golf ball, so it feels firmer on the inner core of the frozen golf ball, even though it's thawed out and I've been playing it on the TrackMan. Still feels quite firm on the inside. That might account for some of the results that we got on TrackMan. So the central core definitely felt firmer on the frozen golf ball than the unfrozen golf ball, but has freezing permanently changed the structure of this golf ball? Or is something else going on? Maybe my dodgy swing? So let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you still store your golf ball somewhere cold after seeing this video? And if you want to see more experiments like this, make sure you subscribe, because next time we might be heating a golf ball up and seeing if it makes any difference to the performance of the golf ball. And if you're still not sure what golf ball to play, maybe watch this video next, and I'll catch you in the next one.